Amazon. Hey everybody, this is Retrokid Reviews, finally doing something I never thought I would actually do in this space as a Toku tuber slash variety channel, however you want to call my content here. A CSM driver. More specifically, this is the Complete Select Modification driver, Amazon's alpha version, as in this is Jin's driver from both, I think, season 1 and 2. So, the reason why you're not seeing the whole, accessories and packages is because this is a very huge deal. This is a complete select driver. For those who are uninitiated in the Toku fandom, a complete select driver is basically the closest you will ever get to a show-accurate version of what the actors themselves were using during the time of filming. It's the most recreated. In this particular case, it's a lot of diecast. I don't know off the top of my head if every single complete select driver have diecast parts. I also know, if you know, in the Toku fandom, Zaren Zephyr had a fun time basically being the Toku meme of his own making when it comes to a bunch of decade drivers. Full disclaimer, there wasn't really, he didn't buy a shitload of them. He actually just, Xeroxed and copy and pasted them. I think he confirmed it on his socials years ago. The reason why I'm bringing up Zaren Zephyr is, one, to plug his new content if he's still making any, anime life-wise, and mainly because he challenged me to put this on my head. In case you could tell, I kind of can't due to my setup, but for the purposes of hopefully comedy, I could probably do it as a short, probably after this review. So again, your mileage may vary of how, I guess, crude to cringe it will probably be. Future content planning aside, I can't really tell you about the packaging because, well, one, it took a lot to set this up. Also, if I could position this right, hey, Jonah, how you doing? It's pretty damn huge. It's the hugest box, Toku-wise, I've probably had in my collection / in this, fan base in a while. And yeah, this is all the, accessories. We'll get to them in a minute. So yeah, it's double-sided, with the box. It has, Jin with the compound eyes light up, and I think, the blind-ish one is gonna be, this, faceplate. We'll get to this in a minute. So yeah, my quick rundown of basically Amazon's is, pretty bluntly, I really loved Amazon's. I thought it was a really good, attempt at making a Netflix-style, Kamen Rider series. It was really interesting. I've had a lot of reviews of both seasons 1 and 2, and the big, elephant in the room is my thoughts on the movie, which I did do a reaction for. Again, all the cards you're probably seeing is happening right now as we speak. Don't want to point my finger like usual for that kind of stuff, because I don't want to, wreck a $160 driver. Yes. Also, if you saw the price tag on my packaging reveal, yeah, I actually found this in the wild at a GameStop a couple of months back. I never really had the funds to do it, and thanks to circumstance and karma, or I guess good karma, or however you see it that way in this kind of space, I had the means, and yeah, that's another reason why people don't overly buy CSM drivers, because they are price gouged to all hell. I don't know yen wise in Japan, but definitely it's pretty pricey here in America as well. So I don't know the conversion rates. So another shameless, I guess, plug is Trash Taste. They had a figure special that got me interested more into the podcast. They're really cool guys. I haven't really engaged too much in their community, but I'm pretty sure they're a little forgiving, given the 3 biggest any tubers that are making their own podcasts in Japan. Long dumb story short, their figure specials was pretty insane. How they pitched the whole episode is basically like pitching Endgame. Again, I wish I was kidding when it comes to their figure specials. They'll live on 2 so far, but if I ever was in the space, if I ever get popular enough to be in a episode of the podcast, either, I don't know, via Skype or Discord or any way of communication, I'm not doing Zoom, just in case you're asking. Yeah, I want to talk about Kamen Rider. I want to talk about Toku space stuff in the fandom. I also want to talk filming locations that they could probably go to as a special if I ever have the means to go up there. But planning out, hopefully, another decade of content aside, my thoughts on the final movie, Lost Judgment. Starting off at the top, you get a Neo, Alpha with a chainsaw and a Gatling gun. It was crazy. It also was crazy because it turned into, a weird pseudo-cannibalistic cult kind of thing that Jim was like, thanks for giving me my eyes back, but I'm just gonna go ahead and claw you. So, as my rundown for both seasons 1 and 2, for those who've never seen my reviews, I thought season 2, yes, like the fandom at the time, was the weakest of the bunch. I may need to do a rewatch if, there's any really engaging or anything awesome to come back to other than Jin's backstory getting a little more crazier and messed up. Omega is definitely, like, kinda like if this was shot like Matt Reeves' Apes franchise, he would be like the Caesar, trying to like keep everyone in line kind of stuff. Didn't think I would tie this back to Matt Reeves somehow in the eve of the Batman here in the States, but I found a way because Amazon's. So, basically, now that all the introductions of my thoughts of the show and the series as a whole out of the way, a lot of tidbits, for those who are Sentai fans know that Jin was basically, I think, Go-Go 5 Blue, if I remember correctly, and the movie exclusive Neo Alpha, I think, was also a Sentai actor as well, so there was a bit of a meme there to Sentai actors basically getting, I guess, more attention as a Kamen Rider actor. It was a whole thing at that point in 2018. It was kind of like that. So, a almost 4-year journey getting any official physical product of Amazon's and my history of this franchise and hopefully future viewerships. Another reason why I usually do Toku content as a whole is mainly because it was growing as its own space, growing as its own subgenre here on YouTube, and I'm very happy to be part of that. And I think my reward is basically a CSM driver. So, with that all being said, what do you get with $160 with basically this complete select driver if you're trying to find it here in the West? Well, you get a lot of accessories. Let's get that out of the way before we start anything. You get the blade he rarely uses in the show. I think he only used it once in the movie. I'm going off of Sound Out 12. He definitely helped me out getting the orientation and instructions to that, so definitely card to his review in case I forget any tidbits or anything on this belt as a whole. I think he made a separate video for basically all the character dialogue that Jin will be having in both seasons. Yeah, this belt is programmed to do a lot. It's programmed to do all the sound effects that you usually get with a traditional DX belt, but you also get a lot of Season 1 and Season 2 dialogue of Jin, and I think every single soundtrack choice, battle tracks, and both themes of Seasons 1 and 2. So let's just get this side, if I remember correctly, for mostly the sound effects. That was really cool. So the only way you could really do a traditional Amazon henshin, for those who remember in the series, is scream your head off and then rev it. I just woke up at 11 in the morning. I know my time clock probably says that. My bad in advance for any, I don't know, pseudo geotagging or whatever. But we're just going to do a traditional rev. It holds. That's awesome. And in 4K, and I still can't show off how amazing it is. Lighting-wise, it's about pretty average for the compound effect you're getting here for the base plate you're getting when this comes out of the box. So another thing you can do is basically switch plates. I don't know. I'm going to have to read the instructions, which, by the way, since we're here... Okay, that's interesting. Okay, that's more or less the same. So, again, the faceplates are the closest to, like, really good quality ABS plastic, so it's very tough, it's very rigid. It's a lot of, I'm just seeing it now, there's probably, like, a fogging effect happening to show off the base plate here for Jin's driver. So, another thing I'm happy to report, if you do get a Amazon's driver, just in general, if you get, like, I think Omega had his build. I don't know if Nero or any of the Sigma riders or Militant riders in this movie exclusives case got their own version of the belt, but if you do, they come with instructions, and in bold letters, or usual font, it does have an English instructional sheet, so I highly recommend keeping the instructions if you want to get certain dialogue or certain sound effects that I probably cannot demonstrate as of this recording. So again, your mileage may vary, so I don't really know if there's that much of a change with the compound effects. So with that being said, let's see if we can do this. Sorry. That That is cool. So yeah, both hand grips, I believe, for the rev and the blade effect is definitely die-cast, so it's going to be very weighted, so you're definitely not going to miss this. It's kind of like the closest to a decent paperweight, for those who remember paperweights. So there's nothing really extra when you plug it in. You have to guide the railing. It's kind of like an in-strike grip for those who are in the Nerf side of my fan base. And yeah, you get a pretty good presenting display for the only times I guess Jin usually uses knife attacks. Again, I'm going off of what Sandow says. I'm gonna have to rewatch the movie to confirm he only used it for the movie, not for both seasons. I'm gonna take a wild guess. He definitely didn't use it for season 1, if in case anyone's asking. The only time the weapons were really used was on Omega's side for both seasons. So yeah, so now that is established, let's see if we can do this next rev. Alright, so that's basically all the violent break effects. I think that's going to activate almost every weapon in the show, so I'm not going to have enough time to talk about that. So again, go to anyone who's already reviewed this belt. That will probably show off all the sound effects for that. So I'm going to do one more just to double check. Yeah, it's going to be the same. So I'm going to have to figure out, again, in the instruction manual to see if it does the slash effect for the sight that Alpha usually used in the show as well. I think the spear effect is also here as well. Again, I could be wrong. So then, now that we're here, these are the hidden buttons in the driver. So this one, I think, is mostly the soundtrack. Yeah. And you can hold it, I think, to switch around. It goes like every 20 tracks, I hope. That might be a Season 2 cue, so I'm going to see if I can try to get a theme real quick. Another battle track. I think that's either Season 1 or 2. I don't know which sequence. That definitely feels Season 2-ish. Alright, so this is Season 1's track. Yeah. So due to, again, copyright reasons and that I'm not totally not marked, which, by the way, I very much was aware. I think I did a short covering that he did technically win his case. Oh, yeah, and another thing I've been noticing so far for this, the compound effect does die down a bit. There's really no, like, de-hensioning sound for that. All you really need to really do, in case you want to, is just turn on and off basically the activation noise. In kayfabe, in my how I'm playing with this drivers, how I think it's like turning on and off out Amazon forums. So if we go all the way here, you get Jin's awesome voice, basically telling you that. From what Soundout was telling me, there was a hidden feature somewhere here to make him scream every version of whenever he mentioned Amazon. And these guys are very screamy, so for the sake of this video, I'm not going to go around trying to find that. So, basically, this hidden button right here is all of his dialogue options. Okay. And I think this is the one where... Oh, wow, he's very talkative. Yeah. So that sound effect you saw right there is me holding the button, and I think it jumps about 20 lines of dialogue, so it could be very random. It could be stuff from Season 1, could be from Season 2. But what I've been trying to do in preparation of this review is to basically find any of the times he screamed Amazon, because I'm pretty sure it's there. Again, I have to go to the instruction manual for that. So with that said, let's see if we could do that real quick. Nope. Yeah, so that's... He's a very talkative fellow, in case you could tell. So let's just go back to reset real quick and go back to the sound settings. So the last thing you're going to be seeing here is basically this hidden button here is all the sound effects, like all the scratches and claws. So in case there's any TOS or like content warning IDs, that's mainly where you're going to be getting most of the slashing effects that you're going to be hearing in the show. So I'm going to take a while because I'm going to get a not okay-ish ones, but let's see. Or it could be its activation noise. I think it only happens when you henshin, which I forgot to do. Can you tell I'm having a bit of a learning curve with CSM drivers here? yeah, that's cool. So again, let's get this back in there. 3 henshin. Alright, so in case you can tell, there's still a bit of a learning curve I'm trying to figure out with this belt to justify the $160 price tag that you're going to be getting with Complete Select drivers. That's going to be the average for drivers here in the West. That's not ironically bad. There have been CSM drivers that were older than this that have gone for like almost $2 to $3 grand. I'm not even kidding, on eBay prices back in the day, or however you find aftermarket stuff like this. So again, just as a final demonstration before we get to the last thing I'm going to show is right here. So yeah, these are all the slash effects. So again, content warning just in case anyone is a little more brutal. I think a lot of them are deeper than the others. Again, I could be wrong. I think it's like 4 or 3 sounds total. So that might have been the scrape effect that was happening. Can you tell I'm talking this much that my computer wants me to wrap it up? So for the final stuff I did for this belt in particular was the strap itself. Now, normally a lot of Toku tubers don't really talk about the straps and these kinds of things. I did a slight modification thanks to family to help me out with the extra straps and stuff like that. I might be wearing this in the future for content reasons, but it is again a very clicky belt that I think drivers were coming back in the day. I think that's when we were getting, I think, either Jino or 01, which, by the way, I want to take this opportunity to also remind you that I am a very big purveyor of legal Toku here. I did get 2 Blu-rays that I forgot to showcase last time I talked Toku content in general. So if you can bear with me real quick, one of them has been sitting in the house a little too long. The other one just got here the other, I think, week. So, yeah. This is the Gridman Hyper Agent Blu-ray. This is the original Toku show that was based off of the anime. I'm very happy to have it, but yeah, as much as I would love to say that's not why you're here, but again, Gridman is totally worth watching. This is, I think, the Mill Creek release, so check that out if you can, if you see it in the your local physical media place, like, Best Buy or whatever. I got this off of Amazon. This is obviously Kamen Rider 01. I have a lot of belts that I'm going to be doing comparisons to, hopefully, so in retrospective, I guess as a bonus review, I'll probably talk about this and see how it translated just fine. It also gave you the real-time movie, which is also on Pluto and I think Shout Factory, and obviously Tubi. I have a Tubi subscription, so I am, again, supporting Legal Toku, and Amazon also counts as Legal Toku because you can still watch this as of this recording on Prime. So yeah, you can see both seasons on Prime. The translations are a little off. Again, this is very much when the show was new, so now that we have the belt firmly attached back in, let's see if we can get one more sound out of it. The whole thing about this is that you can do a lot of things here. With all the battle tracks and stuff like that, you can plug it all together, do some slashing, and he can talk while doing it. Like, again, this is a very comprehensive belt design that you can just edit away like a stop motion film. For those who have, like, say, Figure Wars, you can use this belt to be your sound background to everything. So that's as much as I can get out of this driver. So the last thing it comes up with is this arm brace thing. For those who are aware of the show, this was mainly used for Omega to, I guess, slow down his progress of becoming an Amazon, and I think be an antigen for other Amazons in Season 1. By the time Season 2 happens, it's more or less the same thing for Nero, but it didn't really end up well. So for the movie, for the Lost Judgment, is basically the closest they have to a semi-different henshin device for the anti-rider of that movie, so there's not really much going on. Okay. And then, yeah, it's a very rudimentary, very easy flip design. So there's a little bit of a mount gauge here. It's mostly plastic, but it's really good quality plastic for what you're getting with the price. So with that said, Also, another thing, the light up takes a very long time. It's very delayed. And that's the sound effect you get. So, for this particular arm brace, I think it was mainly used for militant, I guess, Sigma level Amazon minions. Just a fodder for Jin and everyone to just destroy throughout the movie. So, let's get this up real quick. And that's, I think, a dehension sound. I could be wrong there. So, the last one is, I think, a final attack. I could be wrong also. Also comes with a delay. So there's slight differences you can see here. So there's nothing really different. I think there's like a switch change kind of thing. Let's see. No, it's about the same. So again, I'm gonna have to go to the CSM instructions to double check if there's any extra sounds I'm missing on this one as far as this rider goes. Ultimately, this is a great purchase for showcasing the character of Jin throughout both seasons. I think, if I remember correctly, as far as comparisons go for belts, off the top of my head that I have on me right now, I have now 4 belts total. So if I'm not committed to Toku now, it's starting to be a really plentiful collection. This is my DX, I guess, 20th anniversary, or 50th anniversary of Rider Kuga belt. It's still really good. It's still nice. You've been seeing in the background for pretty much the majority of my figure-based reviews when we talk about movies and stuff, because I am a Kuga fan. Also, I don't know if I should really showcase Amazon's belt there, given how compact it is. But you can obviously tell that there's a huge difference in both drivers, obviously, in storytelling and stuff like that, and sculpt, obviously. But just on the sheer size of how this belt, just before you even get the straps in here, just tower over this basically. I think it was coming at a $40 design for the West and stuff like that. It has less lights and sounds that you're going to be getting with this belt. But just the fact that I have both of one of my favorite Rider series' drivers here, even at like a very narrow level on Kuga's end and a very high quality level on Amazon's end, you could tell that the fandom has really been grown into bigger proportions than it was even like 5 years ago when the show was new. So that's kind of where we are, and as a tribute to pretty much this review and this driver, I'm going to do a quick henshin. So before I get to that, with all of that being said, take care, subscribe. If this is the end card, go to both belts here, to my previous content shorts playlist here. Obviously, the Catwoman review here. Notification down below, cards. Also for check out my channel and stuff like that. Again, end cards here. So with that all being said, I am Retrokid Reviews. I am about to have a lot of fun doing something I never thought I would do, a double henshin for this channel. So, with that said, let's do this. Henshin! And, yeah, thank you again to the Bandai and mostly GameStop for getting the connections to get this into the States. I don't know how you did it, but thank you. With that all said, Amazon! This is amazing. Words can't describe how awesome it is to have these level of drivers, these level of Kamen Riders as like product here in my home. This is great for my collection. This is great for hopefully future content. So with that all being said, take care, subscribe. I am Retrokid Reviews. Hope to God you learned anything about Amazons, because you're gonna wish I wasn't. I'll shut up about this. Yeah. What is even wording at the end of the video like this? This is Amazons. This is great. This is really great.